Train the muscles, not the joints.
Well, welcome back to Natural Glam Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about recovery time. And I find that recovery time is very relative, and it is different for each person, and I find that defining recovery is also tough. So it's one of those things where the longer you're at this game, the longer you're doing something, the more levels within levels that you see, and it becomes very difficult to say this is a standard recovery time for one person or another, right? So they say 24 or basically 48 to 72 hours is the ideal recovery time for a muscle group. But I've found that certain muscle groups seem to respond better than others as far as recovery. They seem to recover a little bit faster. And without getting too much into that, one thing I want to talk about as far as one of the reasons why there is a different idea of what it takes to recover is that there are people at different levels. And what I mean by this is that, say, we take a strongman competitor who's doing, 400 pounds on the incline or 500 pounds on the incline for reps, and then saying, hey, he needs like 7 or 8 days to recover from that workout, sometimes longer. I'm open to the fact that because this person is putting such an immense amount of nervous system load, immune system load on all the tissue whatsoever, because they're putting so much stress on the overall system, I'm open to the fact that because their organs and their system has only a certain amount of recuperation ability, but they have way more muscle mass to recuperate, to rebuild, right? It makes sense that they would take a little bit longer to recover than, say, somebody who is a beginner that's training 4 or 5 muscle fibers when they bench press their 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does make sense that there's, I know I'm exaggerating right here, so give me a break. If I could lift a mountain, I'd never have to train again. But what I'm going to say is that there is a difference. There is a different environment. Anyone could argue that there is a different environment in which the stress is taking place when somebody is extremely strong and lifting massive poundages, as opposed to somebody who's lifting lighter weight. Now, there is a certain amount of relativity there. I agree with that. There's a certain amount of relativity as far as, hey, 6 reps intensity for this person is going to be a similar sort of effort for this person, but there's also a certain limitation that does not increase as much bodily wise, as far as recovery and stuff. They don't necessarily increase their ability to recover as they get stronger. You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain amount of muscle breakdown that I do feel is going to be a burden on a system that does not grow along with the muscles to a certain point, right? I don't know exactly how much research has been done on this subject or how much science is really behind it or not, but I have seen guys who are extremely strong saying it takes much longer for them to recover, and I'm open to that for at least some of them. Anyway, I'm open to that for at least some of them because, hey, for guys, I'm not saying these guys are natural either, and they're not in the same environment as I am as a natural bodybuilder, but once somebody puts an immense amount of stress on their system, such as 1,000 pounds on their back, I'm open to the fact there's a whole other set of rules that start to have to be considered when they talk about recovery and talk about what is the optimal workout program for them. And this is why, and my major point in this whole thing, this is why I'm saying this to you. I'm saying this because as you get stronger, as you grow in muscle mass, you may notice that your body responds differently and needs something different than before. It's a beautiful lake. It's a nice tree. Hey, yeah. It's a pretty nice log right there. I can sell that. Mountain log. After a high fiber diet. It's like your body can get a certain amount of result to a certain point, and then in order to get to the next step, it needs to be adjusted. There needs to be some other factors considered, such as, hey, you're lifting a lot heavier weight now. You're having a lot more muscle mass in the system. Your metabolism is going at a different rate. You're also because metabolism also plays a role in recovery, right? I mean, the whole system, how you digest everything, will also play a role in recovery. And at the same time, your nervous system and immune system are going to be under a different burden as well when you're lifting massive amounts of poundages, right? So as you grow, as you gain in strength, as you gain in muscle, just evolve your process. If you get plateaued, which is, you know, the great signaler, right? If you're at a plateau, there's a good chance that something needs to change, whether it's with your diet, your sleep, your stress, or your training routine. And this is one of the reasons why I think people do plateau, is because there's a certain amount of effort that will get you to a certain point. And this is why I'm always arguing with beginners in the comments, right? They say, hey, you know, this type of training technique is the best one. It got me, you know, such and such results for a period of time. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. It got you beginner gains. It got you gains to a certain point. But after that, you're not perpetually making gains to win the natural Olympia, right? So there's a certain point to where you need to evolve your training program in order to get to the next level, in order to develop the physique or the muscularity or the strength to the next level. And if you don't change, you'll just notice that you'll just flatline or regress in some cases, or get injured. So one of the things that is paramount to this whole process, which I keep on pounding to death on this channel, is an open mind, because your body will change and it will need different things along the way. That's a dragonfly just drew above my head. Dragonfly just flew above my head. There's two of them together. It's mating season for the dragonflies. Good for them. So yeah, as you evolve, as you grow, you're going to need to also grow your workout program in some way, whether it's different rep ranges, different sets and reps, different rest days, different times. That's why you're always evolving, and it's going to be very frustrating for the people that are stuck in their head, because they're going to say, hey, this is the template. You know, I learned the alphabet, I know the ABCs, and now that's all there is. There's the ABCs, when meanwhile there's a whole other alphabet to learn after you get to Z. Now you got to learn something else, right? Maybe a new language or something. So it's the same thing with workout programs. That's why I recommend the 2-day splits, and then moving to 3-day splits, and then maybe ultra high frequency, and then maybe you need to go to a 4-day split or something like that for a while, or maybe you need to go to a bro split. So this is why I talk about this, and that's why I try not to get too regimented when it comes down to exactly what type of training program you should be doing at any one time. I just know there are some definite trends that people seem to benefit from. How you adjust them is up to you. Yeah, maybe if you're lifting 1,000 pounds on your back, maybe you need 2 weeks to recover from that. I'm definitely open to that, right? I mean, the amount of sheer muscular and tissue damage done from such a lift, it definitely would almost be equivalent to a car accident. You know what I'm saying? Like so seeing as I'm not lifting 1,000 pounds, maybe I don't need that kind of recovery. I'm okay with that. But anyway, yeah, I hope this helps you understand a little bit about why some people at different levels may need different types of workout programs or different levels of recovery. And yeah, I hope this helps you in your training, helps you put it all into context. And thanks a lot for watching. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalbodybuilding.com. And thanks to the patient supporters, and take care for now. Mountain at the lake.